Welcome back to Chit Chat with Chels and Jesse.
Yes. And me. You're pretty monotone every time you say, welcome back, Chit Chat with Chels.
I don't know. I feel awkward starting it.
Why?
I don't know.
She'd be like, welcome back, guys. It's Chit Chat with Chels, episode 785.
Definitely not.
Well, by the time the 785th episode comes out, I hope you sound like that. I didn't mean to make you feel subconscious or self-conscious.
Subconscious?
Whatever, dude. You know what I'm saying.
So how was Thanksgiving?
I'm fat. What do you mean? You watched me single-handedly destroy a whole pumpkin pie last night.
Almost.
And we had one pumpkin pie that my wonderful aunt cooked for us.
Yes.
So I decided to get the biggest thing of Cool Whip. So we destroyed a pumpkin pie last night, and then now I'm just eating Cool Whip.
Okay. Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving, babe? Oh, wait, did we celebrate together?
Yes, we did. We had 2 Thanksgivings. Well, altogether we had 3 this month, but what was it? 2 days ago? Yeah. So we've just gotten through Thanksgiving. And then Christmas is on the horizon.
Indeed.
So we are going to do a holiday themed episode.
I quit.
No, you can't.
Why?
Because I said so.
Why are you being so quiet?
I'm not.
You're really not. Your voice is going even louder than mine. I wonder if one of these mics are just better.
Probably mine.
Burka-durka. Anyway, I am talking directly into the mic, so if you guys can't hear me, I don't know what to tell you.
Then we'll figure it out.
Am I being rude already?
Yes. If for people who don't know Jesse very well, he is not a big fan of holidays.
No. It all started a long time. No, I'm just
I was like, whoa, we're going to get into this now?
I could tell you, I guess, if you wanted to know.
I don't think it's necessary, but for the most part, I enjoy holidays. They get to be a lot, though. But at least I'm not going through what a lot of these other people are going through.
Can we have an episode where it's like good stories?
Like feel good stories?
Yeah, maybe.
Eventually.
You're like, shut up, let me get this started.
No, I have this episode and next week's episode already planned out, so. And this week and next week's will be the last 2 that are audio only, and we'll get back to recording again.
Yeah, I am potentially going to be laid off here for the winter break, so I will be able to focus solely on social media stuff.
Yeah.
And fishing. I can't believe it that we have ice already.
Yeah, it's just not thick enough to fish on.
Not yet. I might be out there next week.
Yeah, so with him having some more free time, he'll be able to make clips and all of the things for us so we can start getting our social media presence growing and hopefully get the podcast growing.
Draco just grunted.
Yes, he is not happy with the way the world is right now because he is too cold. He is way too cold. Okay, you ready?
Oh, I was born ready.
Yeah, I don't think so, but okay.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
This one is from a year ago. Am I the asshole for ruining Thanksgiving dinner by causing drama because I humiliated my sister? I'm 17 female. My sister Cassie, 22 female, is one of those people who is a bully to everyone and justifies it by saying, I'm just keeping it real. She clearly knows it's wrong, by the way, because she only does it to family when nobody who could affect her school/professional reputation is watching. It's obvious no one in the family likes Cassie's bad attitude, but usually no one says anything because then Cassie gets overly defensive and turns it into a huge fight with yelling, and my family doesn't want to deal with the drama. My family actually celebrated Thanksgiving last week at my grandparents' house since we're all going to be in different places on the actual day. During dinner, Cassie looked over at my cousin Molly, 15 female, shoulder and saw she was reading a web comic. When Cassie started talking about how the web comic is overrated, calling Molly basic and making fun of her for reading it. I was especially irritated because I really like hanging out with Molly, but she and her parents are rarely willing to visit in person because Cassie's always causing issues like this. I told Cassie that Molly is allowed to like what she likes and there's no reason to be rude when Molly wasn't bothering anyone. Cassie made an excuse like, well, I'm just being honest. And I told her that she doesn't have that excuse of just being honest because nobody asked for her opinion in the first place. Cassie got angry and started going off about how you may be too dumb to know, but she has free speech and doesn't need permission to speak, which was literally not the point at all. My mom asked me and Cassie to just drop it, but Cassie kept trying to put the last word in. I got fed up and snapped at Cassie. I told her she bullies everyone and no one says anything because they don't want to put up with the drama, but I'm sick and tired of her being a jerk to everyone, which was all something I've wanted to tell Cassie for a really long time. Cue the yelling and waterworks from Cassie. She went on about how no one ever likes to talk, lets me talk, no one listens to her opinion, blah, blah, blah. She tried using guilt to get people on her side, and the whole night was tense after. When we got home later, my mom told me that I humiliated Cassie and that I am in the wrong. She said she knows Cassie is frustrating, but I know that's just how my sister is and I'm supposed to ignore her. And I gave everyone a headache by provoking her and causing the drama of her crying and yelling at Thanksgiving. It's been a week and Cassie is still in a bad mood. I thought what I did was justified, but it seems like Molly is the only person in my family who thinks I did the right thing. I realized that it wasn't the most civil route, but I still feel Cassie brought it on by being a bully in the first place. So I'm asking Reddit, am I the asshole?
I'm a little torn about it, but at the same time, no, because there's a certain point that it's just like, why are you like this?
I don't think she's the asshole at all. In all reality, it sounds like everybody ignores and avoids Cassie so that they don't have to deal with her temper tantrums. I mean, she's what? She was, how old was she? 22 years old and acting like this.
And like, it started over a 15-year-old, you said, right?
No, so she's 17, yes. So it started over a 15-year-old, their cousin Molly.
Yeah.
And the thing is Molly was reading a web comic, and Cassie decided to start in on her.
Right. That's like,
why
pick a fight?
Yeah. And it sounds like it's not, Molly's not the only person that she does this to. And it sounds like she's just a miserable person to be around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really want to say that there's a time and a place, because there's not. It's just funny that it seems like this type of thing comes out at holidays. Like,
yeah,
I get that everybody's around each other, but like, just put your shit aside for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I think it's part of it's because wow. I think part of it has a lot to do with the fact that there's so many of the family around that it's like you're forced to deal with all of these different, just the way that people are, different personalities and things like that. And it sounds like Cassie really is just a bully. Yeah. Who, that's, this is my opinion. Nobody asked for your opinion. Keep your mouth shut.
Right. Yeah. So that she's the asshole.
Yeah. The sister is.
The sister. Yeah. Like, you could just keep your mouth shut. Like, oh, you have an opinion? So does everybody else. But nobody else is sharing their opinion.
Right.
So shut the hell
up. Top comment, not the asshole. Your family can want to enable Cassie's bad behavior, and that doesn't provide you with an obligation to also do it. Indeed, the only way to break Cassie of her bad habit is to call her out consistently. You'll also need to call out the rest of your family consistently on their enabling behaviors. Spur them into improving themselves, as it were. Note that the victim of Cassie's toxicity is happy you call Cassie out. Only the people who weren't victimized think you shouldn't have done it. That's quite telling.
Well, I mean, so if she did it to a different person, then, like, oh, isn't that person going to feel the same way?
Yeah. Comment, I'd be mortified if my 9-year-old acted this way. 22 is way too old.
Right.
Yeah, no, she's not the asshole for calling out her sister. Somebody needed to do it.
Yeah, it's just another one of those things that, like, finally, somebody said something. And, you know, is this person going to live until they're 50 just doing that kind of shit? Like,
right. Okay. So this next one. This is actually on a subreddit that I had never been on before. r/just no MIL. Just no mother-in-law.
that's weird. That's kind of a... Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at, like, drama, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, all that stuff, and this popped up. It's from 25 days ago. And it says, mother-in-law's Thanksgiving drama due to the fact I have a family as well.
Ooh, we could relate to this situation.
It's hard. It's hard when you have two people and, you know, we both have broken families. You know, your parents are divorced. My parents are divorced. I'm lucky enough to only have one because I don't, you know, see the other half of my family during the holidays or really at all. You have two. Luckily, it works out that, like, your mom has it at a different time. And, you know, we were able to go to your dad's, but we had to be early to my sister's and leave early so we could get to your dad's late and things like that. And that's hard, but everybody has to understand because we want to see your family and we want to see my family. And we make it work.
Well, and I feel like that was an adjustment period for all sides.
Mm-hmm.
When we first became, like, serious. I know that, like,
the first year we were together, because we started seeing each other right before the holidays.
Yep.
We did holidays separate.
Yep.
Because that's how it needed to be. You went and saw your family, I went and saw my family. And then since then we figured it out. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to cut it short at one place so that we can get to the other place. Because, you know, my family's holidays are about an hour away from your family's holidays.
Right.
And that's a lot of drive time.
A lot.
But the family understands. They may not like it, but they understand.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's no different than, you know, if anybody else, like, showed up a little bit later because they were doing their own thing.
Right. Well, and then, I mean, we have our own holiday stuff, too, that we do in our house. Like, we do stockings Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning we have our own Christmas before we go to anybody else's.
Right.
So it is what it is. Our family has grown to accept that. Let's see how this family does. My wife, female 42, and I, male 47, have been together for 8 years, and all of our time married and all of our time together, I have never had a holiday with my family. I'm not really complaining about this since I have never really cared. To me, it doesn't really matter if I see my parents on Christmas or Thanksgiving or a few days after. I've always felt that holidays are way too stressful, and I would prefer to get through them with as little stress as possible. My wife has a larger family. She has 4 kids from a previous marriage. She also has a brother with 2 children. So when we all get together, it's about 20 people or more when you add in girlfriends/boyfriends. And for now, the cutest grandchild I could have ever asked for.
For now, the cutest?
For now, the cutest grandchild. I'm guessing they mean that there's only one. I have one brother who has a wife and 4 kids between them. However, he lives 5 hours away. My wife and I live 20 minutes away from both of our respective parents. I normally get along great with her family. The mother-in-law situation can be strained at times, though. Not really for anything towards me, but comments towards my wife and brother-in-law have been hard to take at times. I put a stop to the comments towards my wife years ago because I have a black belt in passive aggressiveness and sarcasm. I finally had enough of her comments 2 years into our relationship. If she ever started something, I would crank my sarcasm up to a 10 and let a few jokes fly. Things have been pretty okay since then. But to the main issue. My mother called me today to ask about Thanksgiving. She said my brother and sister-in-law are coming this year and she really wants me to be there. This means if I go, my wife will go with me. However, our kids will not have to come with us. The kids will be at mother-in-law's house for Thanksgiving and do not have to come to my parents. For some reason, the mere fact that my wife and I might be 1 to 2 hours late to mother-in-law's Thanksgiving is unacceptable. We have a family group chat. It took her 30 minutes after we told her about our plans to get on and ask who will be to Thanksgiving on time this year. It took 1 hour after that for her to call my wife and ask if we were serious about putting my family first. She was told yes, because I also have a family and have not spent the holiday with them for our entire relationship. She then called back and asked me to arrange for my mother to change the time we had Thanksgiving. I asked her if she has ever heard of a family having Thanksgiving dinner at 9:30 in the morning. The silence was deafening. Thank God I have a wife who didn't hesitate to have my back. Now I have 23 days of texts and phone calls to look forward to. But this year I'm choosing my family. All of this because we will be 1 to 2 hours late.
What an unreasonable thing to immediately like shun this guy.
Yeah,
like the mother-in-law with the text.
That's ridiculous.
Like, no, if I'm the type of person that if that type of thing was said to me, I would immediately be like, well, I guess I'm just not coming to your place then.
Right. No, we're not coming.
Right. Simple as that.
I will say I'm glad that his wife had his back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That makes, well, you and I are like that with a lot of things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I have something in my head, I'm, of course, going to run it by you.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's just like doubling down if you agree with whatever it is. So then, in that case, you know, I mean, it's been pretty standard for us. Like, we're going to go here an hour early, and then we're going to leave an hour early so we can be here an hour late, blah, blah, blah. It's just, I just don't understand how you can't be accepting of that.
It's insane to me that families don't understand. For me, I understand when you're single and you're not in a serious relationship. Yes, you are going to go to your family's events. That is where you are going to be. When you start a family of your own, whether it be just your wife and him or, you know, no matter what your family looks like, that is now your immediate family.
Right.
You and these dogs and this cat, that's my family. Yes, we have other people outside of that. What we choose for our family, if you don't respect that, bye. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. That is what we are doing for our family. If we decided to have a holiday at home with our family, that is what it is.
Right.
And the fact that they're still going to mother-in-law's. They're just going to be late.
Right. We will still be there.
Right. And that's the important, I feel like that's the important part. And a lot of people don't don't understand or see that anymore. They are still coming and dedicating time to come and see you.
Right.
That's the point of Thanksgiving, is to be with your family. That is the point of the holidays, is to be with your family. So what's the problem?
There shouldn't be a problem.
No, there shouldn't.
And it's like nobody's side of the family is more important.
No.
I mean, your side of the family is just as important as my side of the family.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
I mean, there's like, I don't know, we know what's going to happen at both, too. Like, we're going to, like we get over to your families, we're gonna mingle, we're gonna talk, we're gonna go out in the garage, have a smoke, have a drink, and we're gonna go in, we're gonna eat, we're gonna mingle some more. We might watch some TV, and then we're gonna take off. We're gonna go to my place, and we're gonna do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just different people at a different place. It's I don't know. I've never had anybody in my family be offended that I was going to go to my girlfriend's thing or like.
I've usually made it work.
Right.
I've definitely let people know, like, hey, we're going to be early this year and we're going to have to leave a little early, which is what we did a couple days ago for Thanksgiving. And we spent about the same amount of time at your dad's house and we did my sister's house, and it worked out. And nobody said anything. They're like, oh, you know, sad to see you go, but they understand.
Right.
Top comment is just is someone asking about examples from him cranking his sarcasm up to a 10 and letting jokes fly. He did respond to that and gave some examples. He said, I'll give you one. For context, my wife has exes that are not good people, abusive in all the ways. I had to live through the stalking, arrest, courts, and stuff like that. So one time in her mom's living room with mother-in-law, father-in-law, my wife, and myself just having a conversation, she looked me dead in the eyes and said, you seem so normal. Why are you with her? I took about a second and looked her dead in the eyes and said, I don't really know, but when I'm done with her, you'll never find the body. The rest of the visit was a little awkward, but we laughed all the way home. It took a year of visits where she said anything that was a bit much or backhanded compliment, I would respond in kind.
Well, I mean, that's someone's personality shining.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
The next top comment is time for the holiday rotation. 1 year with your people, 1 year with mother-in-law, 1 year at home.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
I know
especially if you have that kind of dynamic.
I know my one aunt, that's what they would do. She would go to her husband's family, and then the next year she'd go to our families. And it was just back and forth so that they weren't having to travel around and try to make it to all of them.
Right. Well, and see, so I've been on the opposite side of this before, too, is I had an ex that, like, we were going to go to her family's, and we were going to be there, like, indefinitely.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, that's fine for a little bit, like, but if this is the case, I'm going to drive separate.
Yeah, so then you can leave and go to your families.
Well, it got to the point that I just wouldn't go.
Yeah.
And I remember getting into it one time. She's like, well, what am I going to say to my family when they ask where you are? I'm like, tell my families. Like,
right.
Duh.
I mean, I've definitely had events where people have asked where you are. And I think one of the last times you were helping your aunt with her car. And I was like, he had other family obligations.
Right.
People get it. People get it.
People get it, and some people don't get it. And I think that the people who don't get it, it's like so far-fetched to me that, like, I can't have anything else to do.
Well, and it's crazy to me in this story that their entire relationship for the last 8 years, he had not had a holiday with his family.
Right.
He would celebrate afterwards. That is insane to me. So he was like, oh, my brother is going to be in town with his kids who live 5 hours away. And he was still going to go to mother-in-law's.
Right.
I wouldn't have even gone.
Well, and it's crazy, like, what kind of person do you have to be to, like, say something about that? Like, oh, you're going to go here instead?
Well, and it sounds like she was trying to be passive aggressive. Like, who's going to be on time to Thanksgiving this year? Like, what?
As sarcastic as this guy is, I'm surprised he didn't respond and just say, well, not me.
And I'm sorry, I don't know. Maybe it's just holidays for my family, but it's always been, okay, it starts at 3, but people are showing up.
At 1.
at 1, at 3, at 4, sometimes at 5. It just depends.
Right.
Whenever they can make it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we left at like 4:30 and there was people still showing up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, people have their own lives to live. I mean,
a lot of people expect you to just bend backwards for the family because it's your family, so you should. And it's like, nah, no.
Right.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I just don't understand why people think the way they do.
Well, and I guess it also really depends on in-laws, too. Like, that mother-in-law seems a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Moving on.
We don't have any of those problems, do we?
No. I don't think so.
I mean, I do feel bad for my mom. Because she kind of... I know she always wants to see us on the holidays, but with the other two that we have to go to, it's normally directly on the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So then my mom's like, well, I will do this. Like, we'll have it a week or two early.
Right, which I feel like it's kind of nice, too, because then we get to spend the whole day.
Right, and we always do.
Yeah. Hell, when she had her Thanksgiving, we didn't leave till, what, midnight?
No, what time did we get there? Like 2?
Yeah.
1:30 or 2?
It was a long day. I mean, I passed out after we ate for a few hours, but...
Right. Which, that's the other thing, too, is, like, none of our family events are crazy enough that we can't go take a nap.
No.
Because I've taken a nap at your family's Christmas before.
Yeah, sometimes that can get hard with so many people, but if you can sleep through it, nobody bothers you.
Right. Like, oh, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't know, it was cool. Like, we ate, hung out, played games, you took a nap.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you woke up, I was
We watched the
fights. It was a good night.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it works out.
Mm-hmm.
Next one from 3 years ago. Going back in time. Am I the asshole for not eating my Thanksgiving dinner and causing drama on Thanksgiving? This is kind of a long, sorry, but there is some needed context to make this make sense. I, 17 female, went back home for college for Thanksgiving break a few days ago, which is when this all went down. For context, I have a really bad problem with cleanliness and germs/germophobia to the point that I'm looking into getting diagnosed for OCD. That's not the only reason, but those are the two most relevant to this story. If my brain thinks that there is anything wrong, unclean, contaminated about my food, I physically can't eat. My throat will close up and I'll gag. I know because I've tried to push past a few times to appease my family in the past to no avail. Obviously, for Thanksgiving, my parents made a bunch of food for me and my 3 siblings and some other friends. When the food was done, my mom quietly came to me and told me to go make my plate first so I cannot have to worry about someone/something getting in the food. However, as I was grabbing my plate, my brother, 16 male, noticed and was like, yo, dinner's done, and rushed past me, causing my sisters, 14 and 19, to instantly follow and start making their plates. I tried to serve myself from what hadn't been touched yet, but by the time my plate was half made, I noticed that my 14 female sister had been picking at the corners of the mashed potatoes with her fingers and eating like that. And then she leaned over me and dragged her hair visibly through my food. Instantly, my stomach flipped and I lost my appetite. I genuinely tried to eat my food, but I couldn't and had to abandon my plate, losing my appetite for the rest of the night. I was in tears over this because it's Thanksgiving and I wanted to be able to eat a home-cooked meal, but couldn't. Me crying drew the attention of my siblings and my dad, who got upset that I was being spiteful because I didn't get to be served first. That wasn't even why. And that once again, I was being picky and making a huge show about thinking I was cleaner than everyone else. I don't think that, but maybe I acted like I did. My sister also made several remarks about how not normal I was, which I found hurtful. I tried to explain that I couldn't help it, but nobody listened and seemed mad for the rest of the night. I ended up just making some ramen noodles and going to bed. It's been 2 days since then, and I'm leaving tomorrow, and nobody's talking to me except for short answers to travel plans. I'm really upset about this because it's my family and I love them, and I think maybe I should have tried harder and I should apologize for ruining Thanksgiving. So am I the asshole for not eating my Thanksgiving dinner and causing almost all of my family to be mad at me?
You're not the asshole. You like what you like, and you don't like what you don't like. So, yeah, if you don't like people eating with their fingers out of something that you're about to serve yourself out of, or if you don't like people's hair in your food, or anything to that extent, I can't really blame you. I mean, I'm not that. I mean, I'm picky, but I'm not like that. But I can see it. I could understand. You want to make yourself some different food? Like, okay, you're still there. I mean, I can't tell you how many places that I've been that I didn't eat anything because there was nothing there that I liked. But I'm there, you know?
Right. Yeah, not the asshole. And especially because she's already looking into a diagnosis for why she is the way that she is. Like, she knows it's not normal and she
Mm-hmm.
understands that. And she's tried to push past it and couldn't. And it's crazy to me that her family, except for her mom, wouldn't be understanding about that. You know, they
Right.
know that how she is. They know how, I don't want to say picky because it's not that she's picky. It's contaminated. Her sister was dragging her hair across her food, and
Oh, sorry, I got a bag of Skittles.
yeah. Um uh Top comment. This sort of thing shits me to tears.
What?
This
It
sort of thing
shits me?
shits me to tears. Not the
What?
asshole. That's what it says.
Uh,
Not the asshole, but let me explain why. You didn't start any drama. Your mom knew your issues and tried to cater for you. Your siblings screwed things up, whether deliberately or accidentally. Who drags their hair through someone else's plate? I'm not a germaphobe, but ew. You were sad that you couldn't eat. Your father made a scene and caused drama when he saw that you dared to have negative emotions. Your sister joined in. They're assholes. They started drama. Then they blamed all the drama on you instead of accepting that if they just let you be upset, everything would have been fine. Also, in future, why the hell doesn't your mom just make you up a small plate before adding everything to the table? Best of luck with therapy to deal with this. I hope it's successful. OP did respond to that and said, thank you. I hope so as well. Also, my mom usually does or pulls me into the kitchen. She's a saint, but she's been cooking for like 12 hours straight. And since there was so much food and stuff, she figured it'd be better if I just made my own since I don't like all of it. But yeah, thank you for your response. It was really helpful.
yeah, I agree with that person's comment. And yeah, I could see, like, the mother seems like the type of person that would just make her a plate. But again, like OP stated, like, she was cooking all fucking day.
Yeah.
And then, there's stuff in there that she doesn't like. So, oh, hey, like, come get yourself something. And yeah, like, unintentionally, it was all screwed up by her siblings. But
Hopefully it was unintentional.
yeah, that's true. There could be ill intent there, but I feel like it probably would have been said in the post. It's like normally you can kind of tell that thing.
Yeah, it sounds like the brother like noticed her and was just like, "Oh, hey, food's done. Let's go."
Right.
However, if that were the case and I had a sister who was like this and I was like, "Oh," I would have been like, "Oh, have you gotten your food yet?" They said no. Okay, what else do you need before I touch it?
True. Yeah.
And maybe I'm just more considerate. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it does suck. I mean, I've been to people's houses that, like, there's fucking bugs flying around in the kitchen and they're finger fucking all the food, and it's like,
I'm not eating at that point.
yeah, like, I'm gonna Ooh, like, look, nobody has touched this whole thing of fucking cookies or whatever.
I'm going to eat a handful of these.
Right.
Like,
Like, I'll eat some of them. I'll grab something to drink. I'm going to go have a smoke.
yeah.
And I'll eat when I get home.
Mm-hmm. At least I know it's clean.
Right.
Yeah, not the asshole. And there are no other, like, posts or anything. So I did check that, but there isn't any update or anything. So hopefully they got it figured out. I mean, at this point, they'd be what, 20, 21?
Yeah. You said it was 3 years ago?
Yeah.
20, right? I thought you said she was 17.
Yeah, so 20, almost 21. This next one was from 4 months ago. Am I the asshole for refusing to do Thanksgiving this year?
Spike's head just... Uh-oh. They're going to start now. I was going to say it was a pretty quiet episode, animal-wise. Animal.
Yeah, Draco went underneath the blanket I have on my lap, and Spike went to go say hi. It's making Draco mad. Anyway, so 4 months ago, from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to do Thanksgiving this year? I'm 40 female, and I have 6 sisters. My 2 older sisters are 44 and 47, and my 4 younger sisters are 38, 36, 34, and 32. God, her parents were busy.
Saying.
We've always been a close-knit family, and for the post-decade, I've taken on the responsibility of hosting Thanksgiving at my house. I enjoy having everyone over, but it's a lot of work, especially since we all have at least 2 kids each, all in the age group of 5 to 15. It's chaos, but joyful chaos. My husband helps out, but the majority of the planning, cooking, and organizing falls on me. This year I decided I needed a break. Life has been hectic and I'm feeling burnt out. Between work, taking care of my kids, 10 and 11, and other responsibilities, I'm just not up for the task of hosting a big family gathering. So I suggested that one of my sisters takes over hosting Thanksgiving this year. I brought this up to our family's group chat thinking it would be a responsible request, and it's plenty ahead of time. However, my 2 older sisters, Sarah, 47, and Emily, 44, were not happy with the idea. Sarah has a busy job in a smaller house, so she feels she can't accommodate everyone comfortably. Emily argued that she's been dealing with a lot of stress lately and doesn't have the energy to host. They both suggested that since I've been doing it for so long, I should just keep the tradition going, especially since my house is the most spacious and I'm the one who knows how to do it right. My younger sisters were more understanding, but they also hesitated to take on the responsibility. My sister Jessica, 38, said she would be willing to help out more with the preparations if I hosted, but she wasn't confident about hosting the entire event herself. The other younger sisters offered similar compromises, but no one was willing to take on the full load. After some back and forth, I stood firm and I said I really needed someone else to host this year. I suggested we could even make it a potluck to ease the burden, but Sarah and Emily were still upset. They accused me of being selfish and abandoning a family tradition that I've upheld for years. They argued that I'm the one with the most experience and that Thanksgiving just wouldn't be the same if I didn't host. Now there's tension in the family with my older sisters feeling like I'm letting them down. I feel like I've done my fair share over the years, and it's not unreasonable to ask for a break. But at the same time, I understand that my older sisters are also under a lot of pressure and that hosting Thanksgiving is a big deal for our family. So am I the asshole for refusing to host Thanksgiving this year after doing it for the past decade? Edit. The second oldest, Emily, handles Christmas, so I feel it is totally fair that she's not want to do both. She does not cook, though. She hires a catering company, but it's still a lot to take on regardless.
I mean, does it really matter where it's going to be if your whole family is going to be there anyways?
I think it's hard for some people to be able to organize an entire event like that.
I get that, but like even I thought the potluck solution was a good.
Right, everybody makes something.
Ground. Yeah. Like, hey, I'll take care of this, you take care of that. Jimmy brings the soda, Johnny brings the beer, you know?
Right.
Why are you laughing at me?
Jimmy and Johnny?
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that just seems like it seems pretty fair. And yes, with the other sister taking care of Christmas, totally understandable.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do both either.
No.
But I don't know. It seems like there's with all of these situations, it seems like there's just an easy workaround, and everybody's just getting up in arms because something's changing. I get that change is hard, but for a fucking family dinner,
And the fact that there's 7 of them.
right? There is plenty of fucking people.
There is 7 of them. Someone can take over. Someone can help more. Like, I understand the one sister was like, I can help you, but I'm not confident I could do it myself. She is being honest with that, you
Right.
know? But it sounds to me like the sister really just needs to take a year off. Because it's a lot. You got to clean your house and you have to cook an entire meal. You know, you have to time it correctly so when everybody's showing up, dinner's getting done. Like, it's a lot of responsibility.
Well, and is she just not wanting to do it at her house?
Yeah, she just wants to go to someone else's and enjoy the Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it kind of makes sense, if you've got the biggest house.
I think she does.
Well, it kind of does make sense. But it also makes sense that, hey, I've been doing it for a long time. And
A decade.
I just want to go to somebody's house and enjoy Thanksgiving. Or a Christmas or whatever it is.
We have an update.
Okay.
So the sisters and I got together on Friday night and had a good talk. I may or may not have had a mini breakdown on them. On Saturday, Emily called the company that she uses for catering at Christmas, and they are going to do Thanksgiving for us. Still happening at my house, but they are like full service catering too. They come and set everything up, are there for the service of the food, and then they take everything down. Sarah, Emily, and I are going to split the cost, and since I normally don't split Christmas costs with them because I did Thanksgiving, I will now split Christmas costs with them. This will be how we proceed moving forward. I cannot tell you all how much I appreciate that helpful comments and support. I feel like such a weight has been lifted. I know some are going to comment about the younger sisters and why they don't contribute to the costs. The answer there is pretty simple. They are less established in their careers or are single income households due to stay-at-home parenting. They help in a lot of other ways in day-to-day life, and we 3 older sisters really don't mind paying the bills for the holidays.
See, it just came down in communication.
It really did.
Again, there's enough of you that you could come up with something different. And I think, that catering thing seems like a good idea. Mm-hmm. Think about it. For holidays, pretty much the biggest stress is preparing the dinner. So if you can knock that out of the way, I just got to clean the house. I clean the house anyway.
Just got to clean the house, have everybody over, and then this catering company brings in the food, serves it, waits till you're done eating, packs everything up. If I could afford something like that,
right. Easy,
hell yeah, I would.
Yeah, it would be so easy.
And the thing is, I don't think any of them are the asshole here. I do think it's a lot of work. Holidays are hard. And if it really was that big of a deal, then everybody should have just done it at their own houses.
Right.
That's how I feel about the situation.
It just holiday drama is just I think it's a worldwide phenomenon.
It is. It definitely is.
So we switched the cat's food, and I'm not sure that she likes it that much. And before we came down to the basement, Chels was already down here. I was grabbing some things from upstairs, but the cat was just going nuts up there. And I can kind of tell she really hasn't been eating at her new food. Like, we mixed her old food in with the new ones, but I'm like, okay, I'm just going to shut her up. I got a can of tuna. So I grabbed this can of tuna. Well, she ate what she was going to eat out of it, and she's done. That's up on my computer desk over there, and Draco is standing on his little tiny hind legs trying to just catch a little peek at the can. And also, the whole 45 minutes that this podcast has been happening, Spike has been walking over there, and he looks at the can a little bit, but then he has rested his head on my computer keyboard once and then has nudged the keyboard to where it slams back against the desk and has freaked himself out. It's been a...
It's always fun in the podcast room.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this next one is from 2 years ago. Am I the asshole for skipping Christmas with my parents since they won't treat me like an adult? I, 27 female, have been with my boyfriend 33 for almost 2 years now. We will be getting married eventually, but it's not a priority. My mom won't let us share a bed if we come see them for any reason. When we come over this last summer, my boyfriend suggested renting a hotel so we could have privacy and a comfortable bed. It drove my mom nuts that we bypassed her little rules. She wouldn't drop it the entire time we were there. She made me promise not to do that again. My boyfriend's mom and dad are retired to Mexico and they are really chill. So we made plans to come visit them over Christmas. They are not Christian, so they don't really care when they see their son with regards of religious holidays. We didn't tell my parents we weren't coming. My mom asked me at Thanksgiving if I'm going to hold to my promise not to stay at a hotel over Christmas. I answered truthfully that I would not stay at a hotel. I am sitting here on the balcony of my future in-laws' condo looking at the Caribbean, waiting for sunrise and enjoying the peace and quiet. I made the mistake of going online yesterday and I saw a bunch of posts from my mom and my sisters about how I was a jerk for lying to them about my plans. I may have been a little tipsy last night because I decided to respond. I said that it was ridiculous of them to try and tell me I couldn't share a room with my boyfriend. Then I was keeping my promise by not staying at a hotel when we were there, and that if they plan on putting everything on Facebook, I would be avoiding all visits for the foreseeable future. They took down their posts, and when people started crapping on them for trying to control me, but some people did agree with them. Now they are texting me and calling me to say I'm an asshole for making them look bad. I asked them if they were trying to make me look good with their posts. They stopped for a while, but there were more texts and voicemails this morning. I'm kind of liking the idea of skipping out on the drama for now, but I miss my dad and he is blameless in this. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around a couple of things that keep being repeated. This is an edit. How was staying in a hotel so we didn't break her rules not the adult choice? And how many of you guys fly across the country or drive for hours to just stay one night? Am I the asshole?
How old are they? Her and her husband?
She is 27. Her boyfriend is 33.
And they can't sleep in the same room together?
I understand with the parents being religious. It sounds like that's the reasoning behind it because they are not married yet. So the parents are like, you can't stay here and sleep in a room under our roof. However, I don't understand what the issue is with them getting a hotel room.
Right.
Like,
They
they're
live
following
together?
their rules. Yeah.
What do you think, that she sleeps in the bedroom and he sleeps on the couch?
I don't know. They're following the rules by not sleeping in the same room under the premises. I will say it's kind of crappy that when the mom asked her about Christmas, she was like, oh no, I promise we won't get a hotel room, but didn't say anything about not coming.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty.
It was deemed here that everybody sucks.
Yeah, one of them situations for sure.
Yeah. Like the mom is controlling. Just a top comment. Everyone sucks here. Your mom is horribly controlling. That's not in question. But instead of saying, I won't be spending Christmas with you this year, I'm going to the in-laws. And if I come to you again, we will stay in a hotel. You lied in such a way that they thought you'd be attending. Instead of acting in the adult manner in which you want to be treated, you behaved like a kid. Edit. Well, now this kicked off. Thank you for the awards. Clearly a mixed bag of responses. Just a little clarification. A lie of omission is still a lie. If you're dealing with a manipulative or narcissistic person, it is still the more important to state your boundary clearly and stick to it. Otherwise, you will leave yourself open to their abusive tactics and flying monkeys. Don't bring yourself down to their level. And for anybody that told me to fuck off or similar, Merry Christmas to you too.
Well, and that's just it. Like, you as your own person have your own boundaries. And you should be able to set those with whomever, family or not.
Yeah.
And then, you should also be able to be honest, though. Like, hey, I'm going to go to a different place for Christmas this year.
Right.
I don't know. there's always a different way to go about things, and yeah, being honest would have been at least much more clear to your side of the family.
The thing is it's either deal with the drama then or deal with the drama now.
Mm-hmm.
You chose to wait to deal with the drama. And that kind of makes you suck too.
Right.
So, and I think things could have definitely been dealt with a little differently.
Spike is trying to figure out how he can get it on the desk for that can of tuna.
He like bit your desk.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did that help?
I don't think it helped him.
Stupid.
All right. This next one is from a month ago. Would I be the asshole if I announced my pregnancy at my Christmas/birthday party, even though my sensitive ex would be there?
What the fuck, dude?
Maybe don't invite your ex.
Right.
I
Or
don't know.
maybe not give a shit what your ex thinks about your current pregnancy.
Well, let's see what happens here.
Jeez. I'm ready. I'm all in.
I, female 30, and my fiance, male 31, recently found out that we're expecting. We're super excited, but as private people, no one outside of our immediate families will know this is actually my second pregnancy. My first ended in miscarriages. Out of a mix of anxiety and caution, we've decided to wait until after my anatomy scan, which is the week before Christmas, to announce it publicly. Every year I host a big gathering for Christmas and my birthday since they're a day apart. Friends fly in, and it's the one time my divorced parents can stand being in the same room together. Since my scan is right before the party and I should be starting to show, I'm thinking about using the birthday part of the evening to announce the pregnancy. Here's where the maybe asshole comes in. My ex, male 32, will likely be there. We're still friends because he's close with a lot of my social circle and we try to be civil. My fiance and ex were friends for over a decade before things went south. The TLDR of this, my ex and I dated on and off for a year. It wasn't great. He was controlling and obsessed with the idea that I'd cuck him if I did anything without him. What's cuck mean?
Oh, boy. I'm going to give you this in example form.
Oh, God, okay.
Cuck would be if I'm going to let you sleep with another guy, but, like, watch.
Okay.
What's Google's definition of cuck? Because I just seen your little fingers typing.
A man whose wife is sexually unfaithful, a cuckold. Or a weak or servile man, often used as a contemptuous term for a man with moderate or progressive political views.
That's like an insult. That would be the insult definition.
Okay. Anyway.
So hold on. Can you read that sentence?
My ex and I dated on and off for a year. It wasn't great. He was controlling and obsessed with the idea that I'd cuck him if I did anything without him. So that she would be unfaithful.
Okay.
Several months after our final breakup, my fiance and I started dating. My ex demanded my fiance choose between their friendship and me. My fiance chose me. My ex then spread rumors that we cheated. We lost a lot of friends, and the ones who stayed neutral are why he's still at gatherings. If they're invited, excluding him feels awkward. Even though my fiance and I've been together for over a year now, my ex seems to have some lingering feelings or bitterness. He refuses to acknowledge our engagement, and the energy is always off when I see him. Some friends think he's still grieving, but my fiance thinks we should cut him and those who defend him off. As for me, I'm just trying to maintain peace with the friends who stuck around after the pandemic. None of our friends know we even want kids. I was the oldest sibling of many and used to joke that I'd done my time raising kids. I had an IUD and was actually scheduled for a tubal ligation, but I got pregnant against all odds. That first pregnancy and the subsequent miscarriage changed my heart about having kids. Since our friends don't know about that, this announcement will come as a surprise, especially to my ex. And yes, it's a half a Christmas party, so I can give my friends and family their gifts, but everyone's really there for my birthday. So would I be the asshole if I announced my pregnancy after the Christmas part of the evening during my birthday portion? Of ETA a few points, so editing a few points. I didn't invite my ex. My attempts to ban him were met with hostility and someone brings him anyway. Quitting the friend group will freeze me out of a hobby I've had since childhood. It's a niche requiring a group, and ex isn't even in that hobby. Fiance likes most of these people still, and they never bring up ex's feelings or ask fiance to tolerate ex. They only seem to demand it of me.
All right, so point number 1. You're not the asshole for getting pregnant with your fiance and wanting to announce it to your friends. Ex or not, you having a baby does not change shit. You're expecting now. You're
being an adult.
You're 1,000% moved on. Okay? Point number 2 is if this guy was like this and like all this blowout happened, mutual friends are fucking not, exclude him. Tell the people that would bring him to not bring him. It's your life now. Fuck that. I don't know why people put themselves in these situations. Oh, can I tell all my friends that I'm pregnant even though my ex is there? Yeah, fuck your ex.
Especially if it's your own, like, birthday celebration. Right. Like, if it's your own birthday celebration, do what you want with it.
Do you fucking kiss your fiance in front of your ex? Or do you, like, keep that for when he's got his back turned? Because then I question you as a person.
Yeah, top comment, not the asshole. Your ex should not be there.
I believe I just said this.
Yeah. That's a lot of those kind of... The fiance can't fight her battles. They don't bother him because when the ex said choose between OP or the friendship, fiance didn't give a fuck and just chose OP. They know they can get to him, whereas seems like OP just gives in to the hostility. I have to disagree about the fiance. Like, I can see if maybe a bit, but he literally says, let's cut him and anyone who defends him out. Like, that's pretty much saying all we need is each other. And when his friends ask him to choose over 10-year friendship or their friendship, he chose her. Seems to me she wants to maintain the peace, and he's just trying to do that with her the best he can. Sometimes the hardest thing can be forcing yourself to bite your tongue, and because the person you're defending doesn't want the drama.
Right. You have to let go sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks. Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I've let go of people that I loved wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
I had to
Same.
do it. You know? And there's times that it wasn't up to me. And there's times that it was. And each time it sucked. But guess what? I'm sure both parties have grown as people.
Right.
You know, I know damn sure I have. I would hope that these other folks have too.
I would hope so.
But yeah, you gotta cut that shit out.
One person said maybe this will be the catalyst for the ex to move on and leave her alone.
Well, I'd hope so. I mean, what else is there really?
If not, he's wasting his time and then he's gonna turn into a stalker.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Jeez.
Yes.
That was like holiday relationship drama.
It really was. Let's see, which one do I want to go to?
Don't lick the mics.
I didn't. I stuck my tongue out. I am.
They're expensive.
I know.
I don't need your slobber.
Anyway.
Things that she does when the camera's off.
And I'm tired because it's 11 o'clock at night.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. This one was posted a year ago on r/am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for skipping Christmas with my family because my mother doesn't want my stepson to take part in family tradition? Why'd you look at me like that?
Can you read that headline again? I'm sorry.
Am I the asshole for skipping Christmas with my family because my mother doesn't want my stepson to take part in a family tradition?
So
That would be like
what is
if you had a kid and my mom wouldn't allow your kid to take part in the family tradition.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So my 33 male parents, 64 female and 68 male, own a country house, and there's this tradition for every child in our family to plant a tree there. I did it myself when I was 5, and so did my brother and my sister and all my nephews and nieces. I have a 6-year-old daughter with my ex-girlfriend. My mother called to ask if I'll have my daughter for Christmas. We usually spend Christmases in the country house because now she's old enough to plant her tree. I told her that my daughter will spend Christmas with her mother. I'll see her a few days before going to the country house. But I also said that my stepson, 7 male, my wife, 36 female son from her first marriage would be there. My mother was silent for a moment and told me she didn't consider having my stepson plant his own tree. I was very offended by that. It made clear that she doesn't see him as part of the family. She then said that there's no guarantee he'll remain in our lives, which obviously implies she's considering that my marriage to his mother may not last. I told her if that's how she feels, she should not expect us for Christmas this year. Was I too harsh? I wonder if I could be an asshole because it's her property after all, and she does have the final say.
It's a fucking tree.
Right.
Okay? If you have children that come out once they're X age to plant a tree, by the time that tree is full grown, you're going to be long fucking gone, and no one is going to know who planted that fucking tree right there.
Well, and
let the kid do the fucking thing.
I guess I could understand if this was his girlfriend's son. This is his wife's son.
Yes, I'll agree with that.
They're marrying.
Right. Like, that's his mom that said that?
Yeah. About his stepson, his wife's son from her previous relationship.
Man, I know not everybody's got the same relationship that I do with my mom, but
I'd have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I would have told my mom to fuck off. Like,
and I mean, I guess he practically did. He's like, hey, if that's how you feel, like, don't expect us for Christmas because you're not going to exclude him.
Right.
Which is great. I'm glad that he reacted that way, especially for the kid, because being a stepchild, been there, done that, it sucks. Because you're always treated differently than the children that are from that relationship. And it sucks.
Well, so the daughter that he has is from a different relationship?
Mm-hmm. An ex-girlfriend.
All right, so riddle me this. So if this guy and his wife have a kid, and in 5 years, that kid's old enough to now plant his own tree. Mm-hmm. So he gets to plant a tree, but little Johnny doesn't?
Yep.
That makes no fucking sense.
It's horrible.
Right.
It's horrible.
No, you're not the asshole. Fuck that.
Yeah. And fuck your mom.
Go chop down the fucking tree that you planted when you were a kid.
I think that's going a little far, but okay.
Fine. But yeah, what the fuck? It's a... Like I said, it's a tree. No one's ever going to know who planted it, except for the people who are involved. And don't you think it would be like a nice thing to be like, oh, hey, this is your stepson now. Like, come on, buddy, let's hang out. Let's plant a tree.
Right.
Let's include you.
Top comment, not the asshole. My son is technically my stepson. His biological mother is not part of his life, and he considers me his mom. If my family pulled a stunt like this, I would go low contact with him.
Oh, yeah. This dude's mom is in her upper 60s or mid 60s or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that means nothing. I was going to say they're like from a different time, blah, 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 like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, it looks like OP responds quite a bit. OP responded to that comment I just read and said, yes, that's how I'm feeling. I'm in a tough spot right now. I still couldn't manage to tell my wife we're not going because then I'll have to tell her why, and I know it will forever change her relationship with my mother.
That's a hard one.
Someone responded and said, truth be heard, that's not a bad thing, especially since it's due to your mother. It's best she knows who she's dealing with so she doesn't waste any effort on your mom. OP responded, maybe you're right, but I also know my wife will be deeply hurt and I wish I could protect her from that.
That's very sweet. I'm sure he's
And
deeply hurt there too.
That's so sad.
You know, and like I hope he's expressed how he feels to his mom, because that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy to me.
Yeah. Definitely not the asshole. It doesn't look like they have any other posts. We did not get an update, and that was a year ago.
Jeez.
Okay.
How many more you got there, lady?
3.
Oh,
This
shit,
one-
we're only at an hour and 5. We can do these.
This one was posted 6 days ago. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to host Thanksgiving after my sister handed out a family code of conduct contract?
I'm sorry, can you read that again?
Am I the asshole for refusing to host Thanksgiving after my sister handed out a family code of conduct contract? That's the response I was looking for.
I'm sorry. I read a text that kind of upset me, but
Okay, I'm just going to get into
code
it.
of conduct contract.
Yes.
Stupid
Okay.
fuckers.
This happened recently and I'm still baffled. For context, I, 32 female, have hosted Thanksgiving for my family every year since I moved into my house 5 years ago. It's always a little messy and chaotic, but that's part of the charm, right? This year, my sister, 29 female, decided she wanted to help bring some order to the gathering. At first, I thought she just meant coordinate who could bring what dishes and helping with cleanup. Instead, she showed up at my house last week with printed copies of what she called a family code of conduct. She handed these out and insisted everyone read and sign them before attending Thanksgiving. Some highlights include...
Oh my God.
A rule against overlapping conversations at the dinner table, which suggests for taking turns like a respectful debate club. A ban on political or controversial topics with her as the final arbiter of what was too heated. A dress code of smart casual because holiday photos should reflect well on the family. Assigned seating that she claimed was based on optimal personality compatibility. She was completely serious. When I laughed and said, "You can't be serious," she accused me of not taking her efforts to improve family dynamics seriously. I told her I wasn't going to enforce a code of conduct at my house and that if she wanted to micromanage Thanksgiving, she could host it herself. She doubled down, saying I was being ungrateful and stubborn. I canceled hosting, and now the family is mad at me. My mom thinks I should have just humored her for the day, while my brother, 35 male, is refusing to go anywhere unless no one tries to draft a holiday constitution. I'm torn. Was I wrong for standing my ground, or should I have let her run the day to keep the peace?
How bad is your family functions if one of your fucking family members think that you have to have a goddamn contract? That's fucking crazy.
That's insane.
And for the record, I would have fucking laughed in her face.
Oh my goodness.
And also probably posted that all over the internet. Like, more than just on Reddit. Like, I would have wanted pictures.
Yeah, they did not post any pictures of the contract. I wish
How
they had.
asinine. That's fucking crazy. That is batshit crazy. Is your sister on drugs? Does she like amphetamines? Like, what? A fucking contract is awesome.
And mind
That's a
you,
hilarious.
this was 6 days ago.
Holy shit, this is fresh, son.
So it was only 4 days before Thanksgiving that she tried. That she tried to put a contract in place for a family event.
This sounds like a concerned sister who took too many fucking Adderall.
something.
Figure this out.
Top comment, just host your brother, LOL. Tell everyone else that if they're happy about a code of conduct, they're free to attend your sister's house. However, you will not be hosting.
Dude.
Because I thought the brother was funny.
Run over those rules again for me real quick. I want to give some points on that. What is
a rule against overlapping conversations at the dinner table with suggestions of taking turns like a respectful debate club.
Okay. Where have you ever been with more than 4 people that there was no overlapping conversations?
Nowhere.
Like, at a function, okay, like, I can understand, like, a debate, something like that. But, like, at a family function, have you ever been there where nobody's conversations were
There's so many times where I'm in the middle of a conversation and someone's saying something and I'm listening to them and then I'll respond to them and I'll get back to my conversation.
Right.
So many times.
Right.
The second, a ban on political or controversial topics.
I can kind of understand that, especially in this election. This election was very
tense.
Tense, polarizing, whatever fucking words you want to use. No, whoa, those dogs are using words, folks. But yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that in the political climate that we have today. But other sensitive topics, like, okay, so she's pretty much saying, I'm a pussy. I can't handle things. Moving on. Next one.
A dress code of smart casual because holiday photos should reflect well on the family.
The fuck is smart casual?
I think it's like business casual. Like jeans with a nice shirt or like a dress or something. And I get it to a point, but at the same time, like, you're hanging out with your family.
Right.
Like, I've always dressed up nice for holidays, and I still do for the most part. But if let's say I had a rough day or I'm the one cooking, if I want to wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt, so be it.
Right. And you're one of the type of people who likes to look good when we go out.
Mm-hmm.
So you do your thing. You get ready, whatever. Me, you're fucking lucky to see me in a button-up shirt.
Yeah. Normally that's when I'm like, hey, can you wear this for me?
Right. Which I'm more than willing to do. But if you don't say anything to me, it's a fucking hoodie and jeans, or it's a t-shirt and jeans, or...
Mm-hmm. That's what happened when I grabbed your clothes for Thanksgiving this year.
Right.
Which is fine. And then the last one that they pinpointed, apparently this was not all that was on the contract, but it's what they pinpointed.
I wish I could see the whole thing.
Assigned seating that she claimed was based on optimal personality compatibility.
Which is also shit, because when have you ever sat in the same place at any of your family functions?
Dude, it's musical chairs.
I don't even know that I've sat at your family function, or even, I sit, yeah, but then I get up, I go to the garage, I have a cigarette, or...
You ate standing up this year.
Yeah, and I actually went in the house and ate at my dad's.
Yeah.
At the table.
Well, I was in the garage at the table.
Right.
It is what it is.
Like, I sat next to my dad's girlfriend and had a conversation with her while I was eating. That's probably the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
But, like, assigned seating?
No, that's stupid.
What kind of fucking...
And the crazy thing is this woman, the woman who made the contract is my age.
Listen, dude, if you ever get like that...
I'm good. That's not happening.
Okay, I'm just saying, because...
Not happening.
What the fuck was that?
That was a tired song.
A tired song. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the great description.
This next one was from 10 days ago.
I like these fresh ones.
10 days. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling a coworker that I'll go to HR if they keep pushing the Xmas adopt a family on me?
Did you read me that headline before? Like when you were doing your little looking for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I saw it and I was like, holy crap. Because this one was actually emailed to me. Because I get emails from Reddit.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought you had like a fan. I'm like, hell yeah, I like that.
No, I wish.
We're not that far yet, folks.
If anyone wants me to read a story or a topic or anything, you literally just have to message me or comment or something on any of the stuff, and I will do my best to oblige. But this starts out. My job has adopted a family for Christmas, and there are many options to choose from to get each adult and child. The gift options have started to fly off the board. Cool, but apparently someone has noticed that I haven't been joining in the conversation about what option they chose or what to buy a teenage boy or girl. I was asked if I chose something off the board, and I simply replied that I don't celebrate Christmas. Said coworker then said that it didn't matter if I celebrated or not, and that it was a time for giving and we should help those who can't do for themselves. Now, a little background on me. I grew up extremely poor, as in when these holidays came around, it was nothing but misery for my siblings and I. Thanksgiving was just normal dinner for us unless we were forced to visit family, and we rarely got anything for Christmas. My mom felt that we needed to be around family during the holidays, so we were always forced to go over to family's houses for Christmas and watch the kids have everything we never had. Some of my worst childhood memories were waking up on Christmas Day to nothing. We never had a tree or presents to put under it, always having to hear my younger siblings cry from disappointment and then being forced to go over to a cousin's house and watch them open their gifts, watching them get the things I always wanted and toss them aside to never look at them again. Being asked what I got for Christmas and trying to decide to lie to not be embarrassed, to not embarrass my mom or be honest and have them pity us is not something a child should do. At some point, my mom signed us up for those adoptive families / fire truck to brings gift / whatever charity you could think of, just like the one my job is doing. She did for years. I know, as I was usually with her when she signed us up, and no one ever came through for us, ever. So it's safe to say that I feel some kind of way about these so-called charities and learned a couple of things early in life and vowed to never contribute to these things because no one cared about me and my siblings. So why should I care for anyone else in this time of year? Why should I go out of my way to help those when we were never helped? People metaphorically said, fuck you, my mom and her kids, so fuck them and their kids. So back to my coworker, I told her that these people are not my responsibility, and if she felt so strongly about it, then to grab an extra card off the board. I know I shouldn't have said that, but the anger in me just spilled over. Then replied that I didn't have to be a Grinch, to which I said, if you keep harassing me about what I chose to not celebrate, then it will become an HR issue. She dropped it after that. Now, I don't feel bad for what I said, and I stand by how I feel, but honestly, it kills me how self-righteous people can be about these things. Most just do it to make themselves feel better and think they change a child's life with a $10 Walmart gift card. But I overheard some talking about the incident, and it puts me in a bad light. I know I don't owe anyone an explanation, but I didn't think like hearing being talked about like that without any context. Edit, I think some people are missing the point here. My job has adopted one family, and the cards are a number of different things they want. So for the people who are saying that I'm ruining some kids' Christmas, you're wrong. They're getting stuff from everyone else, just not me. Also, just because I chose to not donate to random strangers like most people choose not to do, doesn't mean I don't give back in other ways. My family is my priority, and they will be provided for first and foremost, and that taught me that me and mine will never come before anyone else's own family. They didn't owe us anything, and I'm simply adopting that same mindset. Anyone else who says otherwise is lying. My niece and nephews will never know the hurt my siblings and I felt over the holidays, and finally I work hard for my money, so I'm going to spend it how I like and whom I like. I just find it funny that some of you are so damn sanctimonious and hypocritical. How often do you donate, especially in this economy? How often do you donate to poor children outside of the holiday season? As someone in their comments mentioned, there's more than just the holiday season that poor kids need things. Am I the asshole for how I responded?
Absolutely not.
No.
If you don't, first of all, if you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it.
Not at all.
Simple as that. You're an adult. You make your own you make your own decisions. It's literally just as simple as that. And for this person to continuously bring it up, like, hey man, eat shit.
Well, you don't know what someone's gone through.
Right.
At all.
Asking once, I understand. You get a no, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd bring it up. You know, we're coworkers. You know, this thing is going on, blah, blah, blah.
Having this conversation.
Right. Okay. That should have just been left at that. Okay.
And the thing is especially in this economy, I would make sure my family was taken care of first.
Right.
If I had extra money, sure.
Yeah.
If I don't, sorry.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
every once in a blue moon, I'll feel charitable. I'll donate to something, something that happens, like even my dad. I don't know that my dad has ever given to any charitable organization until that huge fucking hurricane smoked the South.
Oh, okay.
And he threw $100 to a church or a parish or something down there. Like, when something hits you like that and you feel for those people, well, especially now, you got all this social media covering like everything. So it blows up your feed, it makes you feel a certain way. You throw some money. That's how I was with the whole Amazon thing with the Jungle Keepers.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't really afford to donate every month, but I know that if I buy this shirt and this sticker pack, that money still goes to the same thing, whether or not I purchase something or if I just gave the money.
Right.
So, like, yeah, I got something out of it. I'm not going to go to the Amazon. I don't have... I would die in the Amazon, I feel like. It would be an awesome experience. However, not probably the best thing for me.
You wouldn't be able to handle the spiders.
Yeah, dude. Yikes. But to my point, if you feel like doing it, then do it. If you don't feel like doing it, then don't do it. That person that kept asking that is a dick.
Yeah. I don't like that. Top comment, not the asshole. I have a very simple rule about any kind of solicitation. Once I say no thank you, if you proceed to say anything else, you open yourself up to being told to go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm. Amen, brother. Why did I sound like a robot?
I don't know.
Robot Hulk Hogan.
Another comment. And anyway, I thought putting cards on the holiday tree rather than going to everyone individually was supposed to be discreet for the sake of people who can't or don't want to participate.
Right. What happens if you're living paycheck to paycheck? You can't afford that $10.
Right. And the thing is for his own personal, the way he grew up and the way that happened to him, like that's hard to get past. That's really hard to get past.
And it sucks that he had to go as far to say is like to get that person to shut up, to say like, hey, I'm going to take this to HR.
Right. And then other people are now talking about it.
Right.
And making him feel bad for his choices.
HR issue in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Run it, dude. Run it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, we grew up very low income. And I know that mom was able to go through some of these charities or whatnot, but mom also like bought things throughout the year. I always remember she had a tote in her closet full of gifts, whether it be big, small, whatever. When she could afford it and she could grab it, she did. Mm-hmm. Because that's the only way that it would work, and I've done the same throughout the years. Sometimes when I knew it was going to be a tight year and I found something that I'm like, oh, this person would love this. And I'd just pick it up and I'd either give it for a birthday or Christmas or a holiday or something that came up next.
Right.
So not the asshole. Take care of your family.
Exactly.
Your coworkers should not have said anything.
Nope.
Okay. This last one. 1 year ago. Am I the asshole for being born on Christmas?
Yes, you chose that, you fucker.
Ow, you kicked me.
I'm sorry. I'll do it again, though.
Says, morning. I, 24 female, have a birthday that falls on Christmas. Every single year, as that's how it works. Apparently, this is a big, big issue with my brother, 27 male. When I was little, my parents established that I would open my birthday gifts on Christmas, on my birthday, either before or after the Christmas gifts. They didn't want me to feel lesser and miss out on birthday presents by combining it with Christmas presents. I've always appreciated that. A few times that it has been combined was by my request. They helped me buy a used car when I turned 19 as my present. Then they paid for a trip once I graduated college. Anyways, we've begun discussing holiday plans. My brother let us know that he planned on bringing his girlfriend, 29 female, so that my parents could purchase his plane tickets. After that, we started a new group chat to include her in our planning. My parents organized a Santa lunch, and we usually go to a light show or caroling. My mom asked me if I wanted to open my birthday gifts at the beginning of the day or the end. I told her I didn't really care. The chats and scheduling continued seemingly without issue. Then 2 or 3 days later, my brother asked me if we could do my birthday presents another time. Apparently, his girlfriend doesn't want to buy me a birthday gift, and Christmas gift. I was kind of wishy-washy about it. I didn't want to open them on a different day, but I told him that all she needed to do was sign her name to whatever he got me, and that'd be fine. She doesn't need to get me anything at all. He says that's not an option to her. She's freaking out and saying she won't come now. My brother texted the chat and said I was making myself the star of the show on my birthday like always. He said that I refused to move my birthday. LOL. And was making his girlfriend feel unwelcome. When Dad stepped in and said I was allowed to enjoy my birthday on my birthday, that he and Mom wanted me to celebrate then, my brother said he wasn't coming at all now. I talked to my parents separately and said we could change the day. I didn't care that much if it meant that Jack wouldn't come. They refused, saying it was the principal, but Dad also let me know that my present is actually something to be done on my birthday / Christmas too. When my brother asked me to change my birthday again, this time I said no because I knew that there were plans involved. My brother's girlfriend is now calling me a birthday Grinch to anyone who will listen. Am I the asshole for being born on Christmas?
No, your brother's an asshole for having some dumbass bitch girlfriend like that.
That was very... Yes.
Well, Jesus Christ, you can't just fucking sign your name on something. You're too good to sign your name on something. You like, oh, I can't afford to buy you 2 gifts, but I'm too good to write my name on a fucking envelope. Shut up. You're not part of this fucking family.
Well, and in reality, like this OP said, she doesn't have to get her a gift, like a birthday gift. Doesn't even have to get her a Christmas gift. Like, just because you're coming doesn't mean you have to give gifts.
Right.
There is an edit.
Jesus Christ.
There's an edit / updates. Do we want to jump into that?
Of course we do.
I texted the group chat suggesting I'd time travel to change my birthday or maybe Jesus to try to lighten the mood. It didn't go over very well with my brother and his girlfriend. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Okay, I ruined Christmas. Apparently, they were going to announce they're expecting and didn't want to take away from me and make me share my birthday with another LOL big event. I feel awful. They're still not coming to Christmas. Pulled from the comments. The group chat is popping off, and now nothing is a surprise. Okay, found it. I accidentally clicked out. Apparently, Christmas is her favorite holiday. She was going to give us all presents that would have hints for a scavenger hunt about her being pregnant, very much in the vein of something my mom and I would enjoy doing, and my dad would go along for the ride. She was wanting to do my birthday on another day to give her the time to do that instead of birthday presents / cake. That said, my parents purchased tickets to a few events for me for my birthday to be attended on Christmas. A winter lights tour and ugly sweater bar crawl. Obviously, the latter is a slight to her, but that's why they were insisting my birthday had to happen on my birthday. Yes, it's all Christmas themed, but I've embraced it now. Probably my last edit. Sorry to end the live stream drama. My brother texted back. His girlfriend essentially thinks my mother and I are perfect. My mom in all her holiday events and social planning, and she says I only ever share good news / good things on social media. He mentioned he's been feeling very insecure since finding out she was pregnant. She wanted to show us she could fit in and plan something great. The perfect surprise. They've been having some personal matters arise, and I guess us saying nope, can't do your big plan really pushed them over the edge with how stressed they've been. He said they were sorry. I'm still a little peeved.
Okay. That didn't help anything.
No.
I'm just going to say that. Okay, so you're expecting. Congratulations. You couldn't just wait until some part. I mean, I really like the idea of giving everybody a gift that's like a scavenger hunt.
But why couldn't you do it like Christmas Eve?
What? I mean,
Like the scavenger hunt part. Why couldn't you do it like Christmas Eve
Well,
when
yeah,
there
that's
wasn't any
fine.
plans?
That's fine, but otherwise, like, everybody's going to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Go a little fucking earlier.
Right.
Oh, hey, we're going to start doing things at 3. I think we should all show up at, like, 11. Oh, okay.
Well, and it seems like the parents are buying all of the plane tickets or whatnot. So, like, just see if they can buy them for a day earlier.
Right. It's... Stop trying to fucking be so emotional about it and just talk it out like adults.
That's insane.
Like, you didn't ruin Christmas because you're fucking born on Christmas. This is how things have been going for 27 fucking years. And then, like, suddenly your brother fucking nuts and some chick and everything has changed.
Oh, my God. Top comment.
That should have been the top comment.
How dare you? Christmas has been a long time. I think it would be appropriate for you to schedule your birth at a more convenient time. Maybe even wait until January. But no, you had to choose Christmas. Well, I hope you're satisfied. Or maybe without the sarcasm. What the fuck is wrong with your brother and his girlfriend? All you seem to be interested in from her would be a happy birthday, which isn't exactly asking a lot. Your brother is a raging asshole here. You're not the asshole.
Yes. Jeez.
Oh, my goodness.
That one pissed me off a little bit. What the hell?
It's insane to me.
You know, I'm so glad that we don't have any of these issues.
Me too.
Like, I'm not going to say that our holidays are perfectly drama-free.
No, but, like, we don't do shit like this.
No. And, like, I also feel like there's enough of us on each side of our families that speak how I just spoke.
Mm-hmm.
And none of these problems would ever make it as far as they've made it in these stories today.
No. However, I was just looking for, like, an update or something, and they did just post 2 months ago that they're about to announce their own pregnancy.
Ooh.
I know.
Everybody's fucking.
Oh, that's so cute.
And on another note, thanks for listening.
Yeah, not the asshole. Obviously, the brother is, and I'm glad that her parents are sticking up for her because I've seen so many times when, like, one of the siblings is doing something outrageous and the parents are like, oh, just, go along with it. And these parents are like, yeah, no, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Like a normal person.
Right.
So, like, I don't know. The brother needs to, like, figure his shit out.
Well, it also sounded like the brother and his old lady were just, like, super stressed about everything, and they took things a little too far.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, hey, see, these people agree with me. Besides, there's always Christmas Eve.
Right.
Exactly.
Fuck, there's New Year's Eve. You couldn't announce that you were pregnant fucking a week later?
I mean, they were going to have to go on a bar crawl.
That's true. Well, you could have just not drank.
OP did respond to one and said, the more I'm sitting on it, the angrier I'm getting. I would have happily shared the day. I always do anyways. Even if my parents and family wish me a happy birthday, it's less presents to everyone else than a typical birthday, and I'm fine with that. The people who matter most typically respect the matter. My brother should have known I'd have been okay with it. Before all this happened, I'd have said he's one of my best friends. Now it feels like I'm stupid to think that.
That sucks, dude. I know how that could feel.
Yeah, that's sucky.
Right.
Hopefully this birthday, because this was a year ago, so their birthday is coming up here really soon. So hopefully this birthday goes better.
Right. Happy early birthday, OP.
Yes, happy early birthday, OP. And that is our holiday episode.
I'm tuckered out and I want more pumpkin pie.
We don't have any more pumpkin pie.
Fuck.
And I don't think there's any grocery stores open in our little town.
Dude, I bet you the one gas station that's open probably has.
Oh, they might have some pumpkin pie.
If not, I bet they got pumpkin bars.
They always have pumpkin bars.
Right. I don't need snacks.
No, I think it's gonna about time to go sit in bed and read our books for a little bit and go to
Make
sleep.
it sound like we're like 50 instead of.
We're not 50. But I just got a really good book at Goodwill, and it's actually worth a lot of money, and I'm really excited to read it.
Dude, yeah. So that is actually pretty fucking awesome. We went to Goodwill today to find an end table for our reading room, library thing, whatever the hell you want to call it. That we.
It was like the last piece we needed.
Yeah. So Chels found this book. She's like, oh, this is interesting, you know. So we get back home and she's like, hey, can you look up and see if this is the only book in the series? It's a big ass book.
It's a very big book.
It's like bigger than a Harry Potter book. So I look it up, and this book is actually the full series, and it's 4 books.
4 books in one.
So she got this for $4.
Yep.
The going price on eBay, Etsy, and other used bookstores is like $160+.
Yeah, I made out like a bandit.
For real. I'm like, you got to read that thing, and then we got to sell it.
I don't want to sell it.
I wouldn't sell it either, but
it's a really cool find, though. I'm really excited about it.
You know how stoked I'd be if I found a record like that?
Well, yeah.
Holy shit.
And you would never get rid of it.
I don't know. I might.
I
For
don't
some
know.
quick cash. I'm pretty cash motivated.
I don't know. I started reading it, and I'm only 3 chapters in, and I did not want to put it down.
Dude, I wanted to sell our microwave when we moved
I know. We have a really, really old microwave, but I love it. It works so well.
It's a fucking like 1983 Sears microwave. It comes with a cookbook and like a meat probe and
a manual, and the lady who owned the house before I bought it, she kept all of that stuff in like mint condition.
And yeah, I mean the microwave needs clean now. It's used.
I mean, we use it every day.
It's also been used since the fucking 80s. But the stupid thing is like 45 pounds and worth like $400. I'm like, dude, we can buy a few microwaves.
Maybe give me a couple more years and we might be able to sell it.
It'll be more vintage. Dude, I sold fire alarms out of this house.
I know. They were old. We needed new ones. We got new ones. And he sold the old ones.
Yeah. And the guy at UPS was like, what are you returning these? I was like, no, they're vintage.
Like, someone's buying them.
Like, I don't know. I sold them for $50.
Our oven is 40 years old and it works like new. I don't need the fancy ones with all the buttons.
Or like my dad's has Wi-Fi.
Yeah. No, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. No. I had a hard time figuring out how to use your mom's because you have to hit the on button and then figure out like what you need to put it on and then hit the start button. And I was so like lost. I'm like, I turn a knob.
Dude, I feel bad though. Cause my dad, I went to pick that up with him when he got it. And we got like 10 minutes from there and it fell over in the back of his truck. Just immediately dead. Brand new fucking oven. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. But holidays.
Holidays indeed.
I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgivings and has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Indeed.
Have a good night.
See ya.
Bye.